Alright, so this is the phase 11 Monday, Wednesday, Friday warm-up. All these things are going to be 30 seconds, and there's one that you do both sides, but I'll get to that when we get there. So the first thing we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday is going to be cat-cow. So for that, we're going to be on our hands and our knees. We want our toes dug in the ground, and all we're doing is rotating our pelvis down, and then grounding our back. So our chest is going down, and then up. Make sure we're really rotating that pelvis on this one. Not super complex, but we want to kind of work on that pelvic movement there. So that's the first thing we have. Second thing is clam shells. So for this, we're going to be on our side. We're going to be up on our arm, and then our feet are going to be going after our body. Then all we're doing is lifting up our knee and back down, up and down. Just try to get that knee above the hip there, and then make sure they're not turning their body. So just turning that knee up. This one we are going to do on both sides, so it'll be 30 seconds on one side, and then switch over 30 seconds on the other side. That's the second thing. Then we have yoga push-ups. So for these, they're going to start here in downward dog position, then they're going to go downward plank, do a push-up, back up, and do a push-up. So they're just switching between these two positions there. If someone has trouble with their push-ups, they can just do Dr. Cobra, which is a little bit easier if they can't do a push-up. Otherwise, we want them to be doing the push-up at the end of that one. So that's yoga push-ups. Then we're going to stand up. We have standing YTs. So for that, all we're going to be doing, standing up, have our thumbs up. We're going to go up into a Y and then thumbs out into a T. So we're working on that scapular movement, kind of stretching our shoulders there. Again, up to a Y and then out to a T. What I have to say for this one is whichever way your thumbs are pointing is where you're going. So when you go up, your thumbs are up. When you go out, your thumbs are going to be down. All right, so that's standing YTs. And we have frog jumps. So for these, all they're doing is squatting down, reaching for the ground, jumping up off the ground. With this, just make sure they're reaching down for the ground and then just getting a little bit off the ground. They don't have to get super high. But we want to practice that little bit of a power movement there in that warm-up. So that is frog jumps. Then we have pledge planks. So we're going to be back down in a plank here, just holding. And then we're going to have our hand touching our opposite shoulder. So hand to opposite shoulder, just going alternating sides. With this, just make sure we're not turning our hips when we rotate or when we touch. Just try to keep them here, just touching the opposite shoulder. So that is pledge planks. Then we're going to have knee tuck to overhead lunge. So for this, we're going to stand back up. Grab the knee, pull it up to our chest, step forward, go overhead, then other knee up to our chest, step forward and overhead. So they're just pulling that knee up and then reaching all the way overhead on that lunge, and then just make sure that in the lunge, they're getting that knee all the way down to the ground. So alternating sides on that one. Then we have cardio climbers. So we're going to be back on here on our plank. We're going to have our knees going to our opposite elbow. So going quick to the opposite elbow, nice and fast. They can go as quick as they can, but we want to make sure they're under control, so just make sure they're not turning their body or anything. So just keep their hips level, just going the opposite elbow there. And then the last thing we're going to have on this day is going to be seal jacks. So for that, it's like jumping jacks, but like clapping in the middle. So arms out, together, out, together. Just like jumping jacks, if someone can't jump, they can do step outs as well, but otherwise try to get them to be doing seal jacks. And that is going to be phase 11, Monday, Wednesday, Friday